This is the photographic album of Arthur Jones. Arthur Jones was my great-grandfather. So as you can see on the front page here, this album was given to Arthur Jones by his younger sister Martha on his 21st birthday in 1896, Arthur Jones being born 1875. I actually have a birth certificate from 1890 for Arthur Jones as well, showing him being born in Hindpool, 40 Howe Street. This copy of the registry of the birth was from 1890, probably something to do with confirmation. So Arthur Jones, born 1875, this is his album from 1896. There's a few of the pictures missing, and obviously a number of the pictures of children, but this comes on to my great-grandparents. So this was Florence Jenks and Arthur Jones. It's his album here. I do have other pictures of Arthur Jones and Florence Jenks when they got married, including notes like this. So Arthur Jones, Florence E. Jenks, got married August the 6th, 1900, so 119 years ago. My parents also marked up a couple of photographs of their wedding with some identification. So you'll see a number of them are both Jones, Florence Jones obviously, Emily Jones, and a number of Jenks, Eliza Ann Jenks and Daisy Burkitt, who I did know actually, who was a Jenks. So there's a couple of pictures, a couple of photographs of their wedding, as I say, from 1900, of Arthur Jones and Eliza Jenks. The album itself contains a number of pictures. Arthur Jones had a number of sisters. I'm struggling to identify some of these. I think this is probably Martha, but I'm not sure. There are one or two other loose pictures I have of sisters, or potentially sisters. As I say, they could be Jones or they could be Jenks, but I think generally they will be Jones, because Eliza Jenks was the youngest had some older sisters, whereas Arthur Jones had some younger sisters. A few of the pictures are also Jenks's cousins, so Will Perry is on the Jenks side. I do have a few other pictures of Will Perry, and there's a few more in the album, together with some inheritance that occurred in 1983 when Will Perry's line died out. There's a couple of other pictures here. Aunt Nellie is also quite well known, I guess, to a number of us, in that I have a couple of pictures of Aunt Nellie. I also have a card of her when she was getting married to Walter. This is actually Walter Thomas Horton's. Nellie Jones got married to Walter Thomas Horton, and their son was called Walter Allen Horton, the one who then died, leaving a small inheritance from London to many people. And yes, there's documentation. A few of the other pictures here are, as I say, maybe of Jenks. Auntie Louise was a Jenks, and Uncle Walter was her husband. Going through, you'll see a few more pictures of the Jenks, and also this is, as I say, my grandmother's writing. So this is her mother, Florence Eliza Jenks. A younger picture of her, obviously smaller because it's older. A few of these other pictures, as I say, that might be Martha and some of the other sisters again. This, I believe, is a picture of some Jenks daughters who married an Evans. I've got postcards written here and on the back, Jenny and Edward, which match to Jeannie Evans is a Jenks. So these are Jenks children. Will Perry again, sorry. And again, this is Horton. Now these are the pictures of John Jones and of his wife. I have, so these are my grandmother's grandparents. She never knew them because, of course, her parents married after these two were dead. But I do have the writing on the back of similar pictures of them. So this is John Jones and his wife Mary Ann Jones, Trevitt, sorry. So these are dating back to mid-1800s. I believe that's the Evans again. I don't know who these pictures are of. One of another picture of, I do have a series of pictures of Arthur Jones clearly getting married. The pictures match some of the other ones. Thanks to Ancestry.com, we've also identified this picture to be William, I forget the name, John Thomas Jones. Yeah, Jones. The older Jones' son, the eldest one, Arthur Richard Jones, his eldest brother. Yes, Sir William Thomas Jones and Clara Ann Smith, as per the Ancestry. So that's a picture. It probably, I don't know whether anybody would have put it in here. It could well have come out of here as one of the older pictures, but I can't say for certain. So that's the album. I have a number of other things to do with the Jones, coming off the Jones family. There's the Beattie children. This was written by, my parents got it wrong actually, they assumed it was Marriott, but this was to Arthur and Floss from Tom and Martha. So I believe this is Redvers, and this is a Thomas Beattie. I have a number of little things, Thomas Beattie's compliments. Yeah, Thomas Beattie married Martha Alice Jones, and you can sort of see the address, and in 1899, so 120 years ago, July the 31st. That, of course, was the younger sister of Arthur Jones, as I explained earlier. There's a few other cards, like the Harthills. I have a few other pictures which I'm very keen to identify. I think these may be of the Marriott family. These are probably a little bit older. This could well be Thomas Marriott, but I'm not completely sure. I need to do some more diligence on those. So that's, as I say, the album, together with a number of extra photographs and evidence I've got pointing at some of the names. What else is there I've got to show? And yes, as I say, coming back to Tom Marriott, there's an interesting thing. He was in the Staffordshire Yeomanry, and I have cards like this. This is from 1915, just prior to the Staffordshire Yeomanry going to Palestine and Egypt. So yes, that's the album.